All right, everyone, welcome to the very first product review here on the Full of Fishing page. I am your host here, Captain Andrew Full from the Serious Angler Network. These videos are going to be really exciting and fun for me to do, and moving forward, we'll probably skip a lot of this, almost like a eulogy coming into it. But the first bait we're going to talk about on the product review series is something I thoroughly am enjoying after using it just a couple times since it came in the mail. My absolute favorite way to catch giant smallmouth and largemouth is probably drop shotting, and I give that an honor to my good friend Sean Firkins, who taught me how to bass fish and got me into competitive bass fishing like 10 or 12 years ago. He is also a charter captain along with me on Lake Erie here, but he's more multi-species bass walleye because he's kind of floated into that realm. But huge shout out to him. I was telling him about this drop shot bait, and the first thing I noticed about it when it hit the water, unlike some baits that are out there, is that it floats almost perfectly horizontal when you're holding it on a slack line in the water. And that is huge for anything that is looking up or higher in the water column. So what that means is if you have a smallmouth out on Lake Erie in 35 foot of water and it's 2 foot off the bottom, and you have your drop shot tag line set at 2.5, 3 feet, so the weight's on the bottom and your bait is up here, that bait is going to float perfectly perpendicular to your line coming down, which is a really good thing if you want to just sit there and slackline and vertically fish smallmouth. I haven't had a chance to cast it all too much yet, but I have already caught some really good fish on it, 4 to 5 pounders along Buffalo shoreline here. So without further ado, let's talk about what drop shot bait this is. So the drop shot bait is going to be the 6 Sense 3.8 glitch. There's 2 colors that I have currently. One is watermelon shad and the other one is mystical. So let's pull them out here and look at them. Alright, so the watermelon shad is like a watermelon top with some blue flake, and then it has like this pearlescent, I hope you guys can see it, this pearlescent belly to it. It's a beautiful shape, very aerodynamic with a bulbous tail. Now the one thing I noticed is you can see here how easily it moves. So when it's floating in the water, this bait is horizontal, and that tail, when you're on a slack line just sitting there wiggling it, this thing just shakes ever so slightly. This color reminds me of a goby. Lure colors will change depending on how deep of water you're fishing, and that was the first thing that stood out to me with this bait, is how much it resembles the shape of a goby or other type of bait fish. Now this will be my go-to color whenever I have it tied on, is going to be that watermelon shad, because it does look like a goby. Now the mystical is a really cool color, and I'm going to use this one. I haven't had a chance to throw it, but on really calm sunny days where we have visibility like 25 foot down. So this one, you'll see it's even lighter top watermelon, and it's still got that translucent clear belly, but the watermelon on top is much more translucent, silver belly, but it has blue and purple flake, I want to say, in there. Yeah, it's like a blue purple flake shimmer on the bottom. That's gonna mimic like an emerald shiner really well, or a type of bait fish. But it's very impressive to me because not a lot of drop shot baits float properly on a slack line, and 6 Sense hit it out of the park. They're relatively durable. I was getting about 4 to 5 fish per bait if it's rigged correctly on a nose hook. The one thing I do need to do is find a hook that maybe I can rig it like Tex pose style, so where the Texas hook will come through and come out. I'm thinking like an owner 1/0 straight shank hook, or Robo Worm also makes a really good one that's a Gamakatsu. So would I recommend the 6 Sense glitch to a smallmouth drop shot fisherman? And unequivocally, I'm going to say yes. I think it is a bait that we should have in our arsenal because it offers something different to them as opposed to a flatworm, which everybody is fishing the flatworm for smallmouth these days. But if you need something that doesn't sink right away, the glitch is going to be your bait of choice to catch some big hungry smallmouth, because it does float really well in the water column. So if you enjoyed this review, don't hesitate to hit the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and just overall leave a comment what you think if you've used a glitch or a bait that you want me to review on the Dropshot side. There are plenty of them out there. I've used quite a few of them, so I have a lot of favorites and I have a lot of non-favorites. So once again, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, and until the next review, we'll see you next time.